We are the Nerdy Turtle Network.
It is not an open enemy that has done me this dishonor. For that I could have borne. It was even thou, my companion, my guide, and my own familiar friend. Hello! Welcome to the Dire Bear Adventuring Company's Twitch channel. It's Tuesday night, so of course that means we're playing Valley by Night, our 5th edition Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle. With your storyteller for the evening, Jason, from over at the Nerd Turtle Network. I am wearing the right shirt on. Yeah. Look, I felt like I was forgetting something before we started. I thought, oh, might be the shirt. Joining me as usual tonight will be Sarah playing Jolene, Rat playing Maeve, Duba playing Alexander, Eric playing Samuel, and Decca playing Blackjack. Who wants to start off our review process tonight? So in other words, you're basically saying not me is what you're saying. All right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, y'all had you decided not to follow them about the time they were getting to the bridge. And you really only crossed the bridge. That's pretty much what you had to do, turn around. Because they were headed off towards, let's see, been south towards Arab, well, Lacey Springs, Valamusa, Springs, lots of springs in the area. And then further on to Arab, which is the next decent-sized city. I believe that came through a vision Samuel had, where he was seeing things as the old man. Well, not just seeing, but kind of a total immersion experience. Let's see, I believe the old fellow was named Jacob Drake. Oh, you're right. I have terrible handwriting. I could tell it was a J, but that's about it. Oh, that's right. That's what SH Dep means next to that name. Sheriff's Deputy. Okay. Yes. Which is most of the deputies. There's a couple Nosferatus. But, yes, I believe, yeah. They're good people to be friends with. Let's see. I believe that Samuel also talked to the Seneschal about his sire coming to town. And I believe she'd said the next, or the... Yeah, I think some kind of way it was set up, like, the next day would be fine if you could manage it. The next day being Sunday, I believe. I want to say last session was Saturday. So session 17 is on March 17th. Probably never happen again. And we ended, I think, with it being late in the morning, or late in the evening, on Saturday. The whole reason why Maeve and Jolene didn't follow the Brat Pack out of town. Who couldn't talk to the higher up? Yeah, it was kind of late. I don't know if I would say Abla was higher up, though. She's just in a different clan. He's just been having a study group with her. Let's see what else. I feel like something else. Believe Alexander discovered a conspiracy theorist that he used as a contact had noticed something odd about this one particular farm in the Jones Valley area. It hasn't really grabbed his focus. It's just another odd little something that he got to put on his bill, on his little pin board with little strings. Little picture of the farm, question marks around it. I'll just meet this conspiracy theorist, explain everything to him. He's dead, alright. Set it on fire, leave some FBI credentials laying around there. I'm sure without Humanity 7 or 8, you'll be fine. Now I think he likes fighting too much for that. Takes a little more than just that for Volconda, though. Anyway, I digress. So that evening wraps up. You all managed to get safely out of the sun before sunrise. Well, with Jolene, it's optional, of course. So confident that the sun will protect her. As though ghouls were not a thing. It's an odd... No, but there's this odd group of, looks like high school goths just hanging around. No, there's nothing suspicious going on at your apartment. The next night comes with no complications. Now I remember what I didn't do. I didn't log into Roll20. Oh, I'm missing everybody getting hungry. It's one of my favorite things in this game. He can roll when he gets back. It's not that big a deal. Unless he's, unless he's sitting at like 4 hunger, then I guess it would be a big deal. Oh, wow. He's really hungry now. Mm-hmm. Are you sure? Let's see. Yeah, go ahead and do that because I don't see. I'm not going to do the whole book, but just running a quick search, I didn't see anything saying that they didn't. Though burning the willpower, you've got to re-roll that dice, so it could still come up a 10. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, taking all my fun. All right, so that was that was to create the bloodstones. You said there was 2 rituals. What was the other one you were doing? And let's see, how many successes do you have to avoid the frenzy? Okay. And you can't use willpower to reroll frenzy checks, correct? So that just makes no sense on fire. It's okay. right, how many dice should you have been rolling then for the frenzy check? Okay. Man, did everybody get hungry tonight? Yep, clearly it will be. Alright, show of hands, who's hunting? Okay. Does it cost you hunger to do the rituals? Because I thought all the rituals involved using your vitae. Okay, so Alexander is just going to tap his herd. His room full of rat-filled aquariums. Alright, Blackjack, how are you hunting tonight? Or are you hunting tonight? No, you're not. Jolene. Alright, give me a roll. Yes, yes. Oh. I believe so. Yeah. That's how we did it with Samuel. That's how we'll do it with you. Okay, that's reasonable enough, I guess. Painted in raccoon. She's only got so many suits of good shirts. Man, I can just see some passerby. Man, but you alright? Prom went poorly. Just kept walking. Still, that is plenty of successes, so you're able to catch a couple. Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, per raccoon, yeah. Let's see, and you needed... Well, you didn't quite double the amount you needed, though. So yeah, 1 point for a raccoon. Actually, yeah, raccoon is actually one of the example animals for a medium size. On the plus side, you can drain it pretty quick. Then you just lick the wound and just leave it in the trash can you found it in. Then you walk away kind of going, what was that thing crawling in? And a baby's diaper? Ugh. Maeve, are you hunting this evening? Oop, and we lost an Eric. Well, I'll give him a minute to see if he can make it back before I start readjusting everybody. She would, but she doesn't speak English. Could she be a little tense being in a new environment? Okay. It's not something that new enough to be just after y'all moved. Okay. What prey are you stalking tonight? A dealer or a user? Okay. Pretty good. Let's see. Is 4 what you needed, or was... I know you didn't need any more than that, surely. Oh yeah, you only needed 2 or 3. It's pretty easy, actually. Yeah, you know where most of the dealers hang out. Like you've noticed before, the dealers seem to have a little more muscle with them than they used to. Word may have gotten around that somebody was beating them up. Didn't seem to be stealing from them much, but beating them up pretty regular. But you put one of them under observation, it doesn't take you very long before somebody comes up, buys something from him, and leaves. And a block or 2 away, you're able to kind of, snatch the guy into the shadows. How much are you taking from him? Okay. You can take 2 from him without doing any serious harm. Okay. Yeah, 2 is the maximum non-harmful. So you walk off. There's just the slightest hint of whatever he was taking in his blood, so, clearly he hadn't gotten himself messed up yet. Which is good, because fitting him a drug, he could potentially leave you a little loopy. If they were high, when you get them. The drugs you take from these people, does Maeve keep them stashed somewhere, or does she just throw them away later? What's your humanity? might be kind of borderline for you. Just one sec. I'm going to go ahead and adjust our little windows a little bit. Alright, so that seems to wrap up everybody's hunting. Because I believe Eric had said Samuel was fine. Though his meeting with Obla may have to be put off. Or maybe just flashbacks too. Alexander, you get a hit from one of your contacts. It was actually a message sent up early in the morning. Just shortly after you had turned in. Somebody spotted the Brat Pack's car coming back through at right around 5. No, this was in the morning. Yeah, well, somewhere around 5 or 5:30. Not really. Sunrise was 6:57 that day. Google existed last year, I promise. That is very late to still be running around. Most vampires are making sure to get closer to home, well in advance. He waited until I finally readjust the windows. Don't think I didn't notice that. What were you thinking about? Oh, looking. I'm sorry. Well, all you really missed, other than maybe some of the hunting, was Alexander got a text or an email or whatever from one of his contacts. Spotted the Brat Pack coming back through around 5:30. The morning they had left. Sunrise wasn't until close to 7, so cutting it a little close, to have been out of town. But let's see. Somebody, was it Blackjack or Maeve that got contacted by their sire last session? That's right. It was Colin that had just dropped you a line, letting you know he was back in town. Oh yes. But I had mentioned Samuel Sire in the recap. So, not saying Colin's going to be important tonight. That is true. I just wanted to make sure that... truthfully, I was sitting there going, wait, was it Colin or Lynn that came back? I really just needed to have it straight in my head. Well, he's been using Huntsville as a base of operations, so he didn't want to crash on the kid's couch every time. Or maybe he still thinks you've just got the basement. So it's like, oh, no, not the basement. Doesn't realize you've got the whole house now. All right, Alexander, you going to do anything with this bit of information? Somebody in the chat says they can only hear the storyteller. Okay, everybody, I'm going to shut down the stream and restart OBS and see if that solves it.
Okay, we're all here voice-wise now.
Yes, we are.
Samuel, whose computer is spazzing the fuck out.
Woo!
But that's a him problem, not an us problem. I can't do anything about his tech problems.
That's just an internet issue over there, apparently.
Yeah.
All right, let's just cross our... It's working now. Let's just cross our fingers and move on.
Yeah.
Just don't question it.
Sacrifice that chicken and let's go!
According to Discord, I am currently signed out.
You're in the voice
You're
channel,
here.
boyo. Let's
Don't
go.
question it.
You are the ghost in the machine. Let's go.
No, hold
Wait,
on.
that's my job.
He's channeling those Adrian vibes from last game.
The campaign and a millennium of technology ago.
Oh, look at that.
It works. Let's go.
Anyway, all right. So where were we?
I have no idea.
Alexander had just gotten the info that the Brat Pack had.
Right, and we were discussing when sunrise was.
Yeah, and he had written that down, and then everything went to shit.
I think maybe we were talking about Colin not wanting to crash on Maeve's couch.
Yep.
But she may not. He may not know she's got the entire house set up now. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Let's see, Jolene, you were still camping out at night, at least or during the day, I should say. Whenever it is you're sleeping, you are still camping out at
Eddie's
Casa de Thin Blood.
The Thin Blood Hostel.
Yeah, that really is kind of how he's got it set up.
Yep.
Okay, it says I'm connected on another client.
It works.
Don't
Leave
muck
it be
with it
till
until
after
after stream.
session.
Yeah, don't muck with it until after stream. I'm now going to be nervously glancing over to OBS to make sure the output capture is going. All right.
And I think he just dropped. And he's back.
There it goes.
Can you hear us?
Okay, let's try this again.
Hey,
All right,
can
we can
hear
hear
you.
him, so...
Okay.
Great.
We're good.
Man, this is like the early days.
Welcome to Technical Difficulties by Night.
Yeah, no kidding. I don't know what. So,
It
note to
hasn't
self.
just been you.
Note to self.
yeah,
Everybody
it's
that's
okay.
out there, do not hit the express install on the damn NVIDIA drivers, because everything's gone to shit on my computer after that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they do that.
Alright.
Anyway, Jolene is at Eddie's.
Mm-hmm. She was probably like found like a small like Tupperware with like a locking lid to kind of put her potions in the fridge with a note of "Do not touch."
You don't have to lock it. Just leave a note.
She's a little paranoid.
The one dude's got a note in his pizza. Willard's got a note in his tea.
Willard's got like 5 gallons of tea in there.
Put a fire.
No, he tends to make it fresh every day.
Oh, okay.
He makes a picture about every day, and it's about gone by the time he's every evening or whenever he's up.
Makes it before he goes to bed. Lets it cool over the course of the day.
Every time someone opens the fridge, you just have a good shh.
You have a few of them kind of ask, "Oh, what you making?"
Things, stuff.
The one or two other alchemists that are staying there, they've still got their labs set up wherever they were regularly staying, and they're going and hitting that during the day. Most of them seem to be fairly confident that the kidnappings have been taking place at night. You do wake up to the sound of Eddie on the phone with somebody. Telling somebody, okay, well, if you hear from her, let me know.
Waits until he hangs up.
And there's a little bit more conversation. He hangs up.
Another one go missing?
Maybe. She lives just outside the city. So, she wanders in fairly often, but it's not unusual for us not to hear from her. She's another day drinker, so
Yeah.
She got turned when she was 17. She's like 19 now, so
Oh God, a baby.
yeah, she can still bounce around to relatives and stuff that live in the area, so it's
Yeah.
not unusual for us not to hear from her for a while. She tries to stay just kind of as away from everything as possible.
Whereabouts? That's north outside of the city, south. Whereabouts?
Down between here and Decatur.
I'm not meaning to pry, but could you be a little more exact? I mean, we've been hearing some stuff going on. It's probably not connected, but I mean, I completely understand if you don't know, like, the city or nothing like that.
I don't know. I don't know if she'd want me giving out the address to somebody that's part of her coterie.
No, I'm not asking for an address.
Oh, just the general area.
Just the city.
Well, like I said, she's outside the city limits of Huntsville or Decatur.
Okay.
It's kind of, you go down till just before you get to Decatur, and, turn like you're heading up to Athens.
Okay. I mean, tell me a name. I'll try and keep an eye out for her.
Yeah, you are gonna make me name her. I am gonna have to name a PC tonight. An NPC tonight, all right?
One a day.
Let's see, Diane.
Have I used Diane yet?
I don't know. I don't know. Diane
I don't
Green.
think so.
Which, come to think of it, I think I used it in the last campaign.
No. I'm just giving you shit.
It's Duska.
No,
Is
I
it-
think Diane Green was the electronics owner that you had done a job for.
It's possible.
Mama
Is it
Green's Electronics or something like that.
Is it Greene or Green?
I don't know. I stole somebody's name from work.
Which is it this time?
Doesn't matter.
Or, that was her maiden name, but anyway, I digress.
I'll keep an eyeball out for her. If I hear anything
Okay.
about that area,
Well, I've left a message on the machine at home, so.
I'm sure if she's probably being a teenager. I mean, I vaguely kind of remember that.
It wasn't that long ago for you.
About 15, 20 years? God.
Oh, no, I'm wrong. You are old.
Thanks, Eddie. Thanks. Feeling really good about that. I'm gonna go check up on some stuff. Just give me a call if anything shows up, or you need me for anything, or
Yeah. We should be good. Everybody's checked in so far tonight, so.
Good. All right. I'll see you at sunup.
I'll be here.
Keep safe and grab some laundry she needs to do. Probably heads to the laundromat. She's like, I haven't washed those really bloody clothes yet. This is probably all set in.
So, I was looking at those rituals. Didn't say anything about needing a rouse check on them.
Okay.
Just have enough blood to immerse the stones for the bloodstone, and enough to immerse a coal for the lure flames.
And you have some blood stored.
Yeah.
And
Well, it has to be the caster.
Oh, it does have to be caster blood. Okay.
It doesn't say enough for a rouse check. Just that it has to be enough to immerse the object.
Well, let's see. For a piece of coal,
Yeah.
something like that. Less than that for the magnets, because you're basically just using little, like refrigerator magnets almost for that.
Mhm.
So, though you have to have separate ones because it absorbs the blood, if I remember right.
Not for the craft bloodstone. It can be up to the amount that I can attune to at one time.
Oh, okay. So you don't have to have separate amounts for it. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Then yeah, we'll say that's not enough for a rouse check.
So I can put 3 in.
Okay. And that one succeeded, so you've got 3 of the magnets, if that's what you wanted.
Yeah. 3 of the bloodstones. Yeah. One's going to Jolene next time he meets her.
And they're good for what, a couple of weeks, was it?
Good for 1 week.
Okay.
And unerringly know the direction and distance of the stones.
Okay. Blackjack.
Yes, say something else. I'm yawning. Please.
You're just waking up, it's fine. I assume
how
you
can
get
I-
up, you do you let the cows out or do you pack the cows back in?
It's more for packing in. They've been out all day. Now they come out, or now they go back in.
Okay.
They're probably weirded out by seeing me every evening, but you know what? It's fine.
Well,
I
most of them
will-
are used to you by now.
Yeah, they're all, except for the newer ones that I've gotten in recently. They're pretty used to me. I will do what I normally do. Get everything situated. Do a little bit of work around the farm. I will truncate my patrol today, and then I will text Jolene if she's got a minute.
I'm doing laundry. I've got at least 15 of them.
Well, I tell you what, keep those in the machine. You want to come over with me to Target? I need clothes now that I can buy some.
Oh, good lord.
I get you an outfit too.
I'm not leaving my clothes in a laundromat washer and dryer. I'll meet you there and like. Well, she'll give them the address to whatever laundromat she's at. Just be like, come pick me up. Just shaking her head the whole time, like, oh god.
Now,
Have you got anybody working on your car yet?
Nope. She doesn't have the funds to have. She just barely had the funds to get the car.
Oh, gotcha.
She's like, I got a car.
Bang, 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 fireball.
She had it
As
for probably like
commanders
all
want
of
to do.
2 weeks.
R.I.P. March 1st to March 17th.
Oh no. It was probably like, yeah, shortly before the time skip or shortly after the time skip started to the yeah, to the 14th.
It's okay.
The car. Have
Um,
some chat for Oogie.
Yeah. I will go in the truck to the laundromat, and I will at some point. I'll just wait there for Jolene.
It'll probably be done by the time he gets out there, so she'll just
Yeah.
walk out, drop the case of laundry in the back of the truck, just like, okay,
Is that gonna be all right back there?
as long as it don't rain.
All right. We'll go to the Target in the shopping center in our domain.
Okay, yeah, no problem going there. What kind of clothes are back? What is Blackjack just looking for? Extra outfits, or are you trying to get nicer clothes? At
Nicer
Target?
clothes at Target. Look, there's no Forever 21 that I know of.
There probably
He's a
is in
little
the
old for
mall.
that.
I've not been in the mall, but there's probably one there,
And
or a
he's,
Hot Topic at least.
he's already shaking
Oh
his head
god,
no.
no. She's not taking Blackjack to a hot. She herself is not going to a Hot Topic.
I can't tell if Samuel is shaking his head no. He's muted, by the way. I can't tell if Samuel's shaking his head no because there isn't one, or if because he disapproves.
Yes.
Both.
But yeah, we're trying to get some nicer clothes, and along the way, as we're shopping, I'll just speak to her. Yeah, I know.
Nicer clothes. You didn't ask Sam? Okay.
No,
Samuel,
there's a reason.
Samuel yelled at him last time, so
He deserved it.
I mean, fair, but still.
He's still avoiding you. So the
I'm sitting here
idea
going, why
is,
did he call? Why did he have to call Jolene? Maeve could help him shop.
so the idea as he's as we're getting clothes and we're like trying to do my size for like the first time ever.
It's like holding things up, like, yeah.
I've been thinking about what Alexander told me. Hey, that's a little snug.
Yeah, size up. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. I think I will have a few of those ghouls or thin bloods or whoever work at the farm. I don't feel right not having. I don't feel right that it's not being done by my hands, but I do understand keeping the masquerade up.
The thing is, there aren't that many thin bloods to begin with, and most of the day drinkers already got jobs.
Why did he bring it up to me in the first place? It's like I had something to do about it. Do I need to just go ghoul somebody? Do I need permission to ghoul somebody?
You are asking the wrong person these questions.
I have no idea.
Like I said, wrong person to be asking these questions.
I
mean,
just if you know anybody.
I'll put out feelers, but I don't know of any, folks that can be out during the day and that are particularly interested in farm work. Like I said, most of us that are out during the day, I mean, trying.
What about what's the word? I don't want to say masonry, but like building a thing. Like,
Construction.
yeah, sure. We can use part of the land and make some sort of living quarters for them. They can live there. They can build it themselves. They can live there, and then that way they can, if they work there, they can.
I appreciate the effort, but
No one's gonna come to my.
not a good idea.
Fair enough. Just throwing some stuff out there. If you happen to know somebody, just please let me know.
I'll let Eda know to if
Put
he
the
knows of
word out.
anyone staying.
Someone want to do some potato farming.
Yeah, that's the dream. Everyone's dream. Potato farming in Alabama.
Absolutely. What's wrong with the potatoes? I don't understand. Everyone always gives me that look. That look right there.
It's odd enough for living folk. It's a little odder for you. And I'm assuming they're having this conversation quiet enough to where like no one around.
Yeah, y'all hush up when another
Yeah.
customer comes by.
I'm a creature of habit, just like everyone else amongst us in our group.
You were harvesting and farming potatoes back in the oldie hippie days.
Yeah, they had a little more razzle pizzazz to them because they just let us get away with that. But you know,
Were they laced potatoes? Is that what you're getting at?
I am legally not allowed to answer that.
Oh my word. Okay, and she's like putting like 3 shirts in a cart. Like, okay, you do you, dear.
But I digress. I appreciate you at least going and asking, and yeah, we'll try something off for you.
Hmm. Oh, I got that flannel you loaned me in the back of the truck too. Got the blood out, most of it. A good part of it. Most of it.
Blood makes
Don't
more
wear it
sense.
anywhere.
Blood
Don't
makes more
wear it
sense.
anywhere that you gotta impress anybody at.
What if I want to impress a Bruja?
That might work for that.
I just, yeah.
Don't
Okay,
tell them it's thin blood.
Alright, so y'all wrap up y'all's shopping trip. You're in luck. It's not raining. I spent half of your conversation checking to see if it was raining.
So yeah, we go back, and then I'll go back and I'll drop her off wherever she wants, and then I will.
Wait to see if there's a text for a meeting.
Yeah, and that's basically what I'm doing. Is just.
Alright.
Well, actually, you know what? We'll go on patrol together until there's a text for meeting.
I have nothing better to do.
So y'all are shopping while Samuel's doing his rituals.
Mhm.
Well, the lure of flames and the last bit of craft bloodstone doesn't take a long time.
Oh, does it not? Okay.
No, yeah, the craft bloodstone, the final bit takes only 15 minutes for the third night, and lure of flames, it only has to have a burning hot coal immersed in the caster's blood. So however long it takes to get a coal burning hot.
Not very long, I wouldn't think.
So.
Okay. All right then. Alexander, what are you gonna do with your evening?
Well, after getting a little bit of a Capri Sun from the pantry, probably go start up the systems, check and see what all's going on. Of course, he got that information about the Rat Pack, so he's got that jotted down. He'll let Samuel know whenever the meeting's called about that. And see so he can think and get a game plan or figure out why the Rat Pack is really risking coming through foreign territory. Other than that, he just spends the morning just surveying and seeing what he can learn.
Okay. Maeve, you've gone out, you've hunted. You've got a stomach full of blood and a pocket full of drugs. What are you doing now?
Oh, she's gonna.
What did I miss while I was gone?
She ate from a junkie,
Yeah.
as one does.
And anytime she jumps a druggie, she pockets the drugs, so when they wake up, they think they were mugged.
Fair.
We had a whole discussion on whether or not she keeps a stash of the stuff somewhere, whether she just throws it away.
It's like, keep it, and then, get a herd of druggies, and then have their supply for them, or not.
Essentially, is she going to eventually become the drug dealer so that her herd is essentially the junkies she sells?
That's how she gets her resources. Robs people she feeds from, and then has the herd buy the supply.
I mean, once I get a herd.
My God, it's brilliant! To a degree.
I wondered which of you would go scummy first. I had expected Samuel.
Damn gangles.
Well, I don't know. You haven't really done much that's scummy yet. You've just set the groundwork.
Yeah. Did we miss all of the blood rituals with the bodies?
Hey, you did kind of just take like a werewolf body back to your haven and just like
He was already dead. You saved somebody who was being attacked by a werewolf. That's a good deed. The autopsy later was just for science or magic or whatever.
Yes.
Giggle.
I mean, for a Tremere, aren't they the same?
Yeah, in a lot of ways, because they go about it in a very almost scientific method sort of way. At least some of them. But anyway, where were we? Maeve's pocket full of drugs.
Yeah, she's gonna get rid of those pocket full of drugs.
Just flush them down the toilet.
Basically, yeah, she would head back to her haven and flush the drugs down the toilet.
It's being sarcastic, but okay.
No, she would.
So they go straight into the sewer, and the next Nosferatu that eats a rat from down there. Whoa.
You've
Basically.
got to get the rats from around this one area.
I've seen forever.
I was invisible even to myself.
Dude, like for a moment I had sonar. It was awesome. I could see all the vibrations of the place.
The trip was so good. Their bane was ineffective.
God, if only it was that easy.
I hope you can get banned from Twitch for talking about drugs.
No.
I'll admit, I never did read the service
TOS.
agreement like I should have. Yeah. Oh wait, this is my channel.
Really?
He's
forgetting
gonna
that.
come over and just like.
Shotgun in the fridge.
Yeah, but after that, she's gonna take Vincent on a stroll and roll, walk the perimeter.
Okay. It's dark, of course, so not a lot of neighbors out, but every now and then somebody's either out in the yard letting their dog relieve itself or whatever. So a couple people in the neighborhood give you a wave. All their dogs tend to shy away from Vincent, though. Aside from him being a big dog, even the little yippy dogs that would usually, yap at him from the safety of their yard, they tend to get quiet when he's around. In addition to him being big, there's something maybe not quite right about him.
Huh. It's like animals always know first.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
I like the synchronicity in your head nods.
That's what she's gonna do. Just wait for Alright, we're gonna meet up at the spot or whatever. That's what she's waiting on. So
Did we plan a meeting tonight, or should one of us put a text out about that?
I don't know that y'all had planned one.
we can
Samuel's gonna go meet with Abla.
Maeve gonna put a text, be like, we need to hang out, like ASAP. Whenever you're free, whenever you guys are free.
By the time she sends that, Blackjack and Jolene are, starting their patrol. Blackjack, you've had this truck for a while, haven't you?
Yeah. I've had it since I was alive.
Give me...
Yes.
I guess it would be... Awareness makes sense. Drive would almost make sense. Your awareness is higher. Give me a... Wits awareness.
Wits awareness. I've got you.
Since I am passenger in car, do I need to give anything?
No.
Okay.
I get to hear if my muffler sounds funky.
Did I get the oil changed in the last 5 years?
Do I get anything because this is a car I've had for decades?
Yeah, I'll give you a +1.
Okay.
Give you 7 extra dice. It's like a
Oh,
special
shit.
dice.
Oh shit!
Who knows this car?
Joe criticals with perception or auto fails.
Oh.
Unless there is something... That's just the autofill you do because it doesn't usually make sense.
That's true, yeah.
So, let's see. That's 3 10s.
There's an actual. I was gonna say there's an actual crit in there too.
That's 3 10s. So
Yes.
those are actually 2 apiece. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's actually 7 successes.
Yeah.
You start driving along, and the truck isn't handling like it's supposed to.
Was it fine going to Tarjay?
Do what now?
Was it fine going to Tarjay?
Yeah, it was fine on the way to Tarjay. It's not that it's super sluggish. You just know what this you just know what this vehicle feels like when you're driving it by yourself. You know what it feels like when you've got 1 passenger in with you. You know what it feels like when you've got 3 passengers. Well, there's nobody in the seat between you and Jolene. Glance in the mirror, you don't see anybody in the back. Jolene, you have no warning about this.
Okay.
Is she the type that usually buckles up?
Yeah. After the last bit of car shit, yeah. She's like, alright, belt immediately on. Even in life, though, she was like that.
Yeah, this car feels heavy.
Just out of the blue, you see Blackjack just scowl up. I mean, it's like he went from, that's a bit weird, to furious.
What? What's going on?
And then he stomps on the brakes for all he's worth. You hear the sound
Do I
of
hear a
cracking
loud
glass
thud?
and something banging into the back of the cab of the truck. And suddenly there's a person there.
Activate prowess. Let's go.
Seeing what potions she would have on her.
I'm good. I would have been smart enough to pull over to the side of the road. Is all I'm gonna say.
Bestial failure.
That's true. Cool.
Or bestial
Fair
crit,
enough.
I should say, not bit failure.
Fair enough.
7 success is definitely not a failure, but
Sure. Okay, fair enough. But so just yeah.
So no,
Jolene has
you're
to
just in the
down.
middle of the street. The car closest behind you lays on their horns. They kind of swerve around you. They weren't tailgating, but y'all are moving, at a decent
Yeah.
little clip.
Okay. Okay, then out the door. Pick this person up.
Jolene doesn't down any potions, but she's got her hand on like where the
She's got her hand on the court.
No, she's got like, it's on like a. It looks like a purse, but she's got like her hand like on the top of it. Like I'm gonna flip this son of a bitch open and grab a potion if I need to.
Just pick this person up. Are they heavy enough to be picked up like this?
Oh, give me a dex brawl
Dex brawl.
as you go, scrambling out of the car. And
Sure. And that is affected by paralysia, or is it just like punches?
yeah, wait, so
Brawl roll.
what does prowess do exactly?
Let's see. I have it
I
here.
think I have it.
It adds his
Oh.
potent dots to his strength.
Oh, strength. Okay,
Okay.
never mind. Doesn't matter then. But my brawl and dex are pretty good still.
Yeah.
Nope, that was not for anything. I clicked the wrong button. Ignore that.
2 successes.
Ooh, and he only got one.
Ugh. Now,
So what he is trying to do, is scramble out of the back of the truck before you get out and can grab him. He's trying to jump out kind of on
Right.
Jolene's side.
just
but,
kind of like
you know,
grab him in and push
he's
him against a door. Yeah, push him against the door. Not trying not to dent it, but I'm kind of pissed right now.
So you're out of the truck.
Now-
You grab him, yank him
Yank him by
out,
his
and then slam
From
him.
his neck. Yeah. Now, I'm not usually the type to just snatch and grab someone like this. However, I also don't really like when people just sneaking up on my my vehicle like this. So, in 2 sentences or less, what are you doing, and why should I just not snap your neck right now?
We're in the middle of the street, and there's the Masquerade. Jolene, you've noticed cars are still driving past you, though they're driving past awful
She's-
slow now.
She's popping a potion. It's a compel potion.
Ooh.
And she's gonna make eye contact with this fine new fellow and be like, "Yeah, I would suggest that you get in the car right now with us and just sit down, shut up, and act very polite while we drive to our destination."
Okay, so you get out of the car, you go around. Like I said, there's still some cars driving by. Like, what's going on there? But
Well, so-
nobody's bloody. There's no gunfire.
Yeah,
Nobody's got weapons
not
out, so
Fighting
nobody's
anybody?
like panicky.
Holding them up like this? Yeah.
Give me a roll for the.
I did.
She did.
Oh,
3
I see it
successes.
now. All right, 3 successes. What does he resist that with?
That. Charisma plus dominate versus intelligence plus resolve.
All right.
We agreed that the school it was from would count as like her thin blood school. So
Yeah. All right, so intelligence and resolve. How much of that does old boy have?
What's your charisma?
that should be higher.
Yeah, it
My
should.
charisma's 3.
Yeah, so you should be rolling 6 dice for that.
Charisma and yeah, I should be rolling 6 dice. 1 second, let me just. I'll just roll 2 dice, or I'll re-roll that with a modifier of 2.
Okay, that's fine. Or just roll. Yeah, just roll the whatever extra dice you needed.
Same thing. Let me just roll extra dice then. Unless you want to take 2 of those successes.
No, just go ahead and roll the extra dice. We'll add it to your original roll.
Roll 2d10. Yeah.
It both fails, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
3 success.
3 successes isn't bad. Okay, intelligence is. Oh, his resolve's not bad though.
Fail. 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 Fail.
Okay. He got 1 success. Uh,
I don't know what she's doing, so I'm just like, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm
He's-
Sure, yeah, let's go for a ride.
That's a very intelligent idea.
what do you mean? What's going on?
Gonna get in the car or the truck, behave, sit down, and shut up.
Slowly loosening my grip because I know she's got some weird shit going on.
Well, you probably saw her chug something.
No, I was busy with this guy.
Oh, that's true. You are in an upset state.
But I do think this sudden switch, though, is probably very similar to what happens
Yes.
when Samuel
Yes.
dominates somebody.
That's what's like cluing him in right now.
Yeah.
And you're calming down a little bit, and you realize, oh, this is not the place to be doing this anyway.
Yeah, at some point I'm just like, okay.
Back of Blackjack said, she is his daughter.
Dun, dun, dun.
But she can throw a punch, which is throwing him off even more.
She's the coterie's daughter.
So he sits between y'all?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Alright, so y'all are a little smushed in there. He's got the, he's kind of straddling the gear shift or whatever.
It's a little uncomfortable. I would say I'm sorry, but I'm not. Let's start driving.
Oh, I just had the worst thought.
Good.
Blackjack
Right again.
accidentally cup checking him anytime he has to change the key.
It's okay. It's all dead down there anyway.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
She's gonna get on the party chat and be like, we have an unexpected guest possibly to our little get-together. Is there a place we can all meet?
Has Samuel made it to where he's going yet?
You are pulling in. You get this message from her as you are pulling into the Calhoun parking lot.
Okay. He'll just respond, I'll let you know when I'm done. This could be urgent.
We're just gonna maybe driving for a while then.
Oh,
It's gonna go
we're just-
around for like 3 hours.
She'll text back.
Um,
Probably let us know ASAP.
So yeah, Samuel
Seems
will
very
go.
anxious to be part of this get-together.
Yeah.
hi, buddy. Now, tell me about yourself.
All right, now what was the command that
Sit down, shut up, behave.
Shut up and behave can be construed 2 different ways.
he just kind of shrugs at you?
I'm new to this, so telling him to shut up probably didn't exactly help us for that. I'm sure if we need to know some things from him, though, Samuel can figure out stuff, but he's busy right now.
Now with alchemy, it gives you the compel power. Is it literally a one-use thing, or do you have compel for like a rank or for like a scene?
You have the power for a scene.
Okay, so you could
It's the
continue
same-
to give him
yeah.
commands, though. I think you would have. I think each new command would be another roll.
Yeah. Duration is the same as if it was the actual compel. It's basically exact mimic of the compel power.
Yeah.
And compel lasts for a scene anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So
They're just
when Blackjack asks him something, he just shrugs his shoulders at Blackjack.
we'll drive around. I'm sure the rest of the folks will get back to us. It's a lovely night.
I suppose it is.
He
Like,
shrugs
grumbling
again.
to himself as he's just grumbling to himself as he's driving.
Dude's in a black hoodie. Looks pretty run of the mill, kind of typical young Kindred.
Does he have the very distinctive features of a Nos, or is it someone else?
No, he is definitely not an Nosferatu.
Okay.
That would have been getting a lot more than people just slowing down.
That's
yes,
true.
yes, yes.
What's with the rat man?
Not all
That's true.
Nosferats.
Mm-hmm. Some are
What's
just
with the dog,
horribly
man?
disfigured. What's with the dog?
There's one that goes by Whale. forget which city he lives in. Anyway. Alright, so they're driving. Samuel responds with his thing.
Yeah, and so he's pulled into the parking lot
Right.
to go do his meeting with Obla. So they'll go up and do his usual bit to get in.
Maeve, when you get these messages, what do you do?
She'll message back. Just let me know wherever you guys are, and I'll meet up with you.
Jolene will text back. We're just driving around for now. Taking a nice evening drive. Just let us know. And so let's tuck the phone into her pocket.
Do y'all have a destination in mind?
What was that one bar, Elysium?
The one on Walton's Mountain?
Yeah.
I don't know that we've ever actually named the bar.
It's just the bar.
It's generally known as the Walton's Mountain Elysium amongst the kindred.
The Walton Mountain Elysium. Yeah. I'll look over at Jolie and say, what say you? We just tie one off at the Walton Mountain bar. For now.
She'll pass it on. Be like, hey, we're just gonna meet up at the bar on Walton's Mountain. We'll see y'all there when you get done with what you're doing. Because she would probably know that everyone has stuff they're doing right now.
Yeah. Kindred are very
Busy.
Yeah.
They're busy
busy
little
folk.
bees. But alright, y'all drive to Walton's Mountain without any trouble. Rap, does Maeve head that way?
Yeah.
Okay.
As we get there, I'll just after you to our friend.
He was told to sit here.
Just pick him up.
It's early enough in the evening. There may still be some people wandering around.
Jolene will kind of go in and scope it out.
There's a few normal patrons, human patrons, I should say, sitting inside drinking.
Still
They have a back door though for if Nos come in though.
Oh yes, they do.
So I would have pulled around back.
It's
Okay,
still like
fair
10
enough.
or it's still like 10 or 11, right?
Sun goes down probably 5:36ish.
Probably closer to 8, 9.
Yeah,
Okay,
probably 8 or
yeah.
9.
They'd absolutely be humans. Fair enough.
Going
Yeah,
around the
they've
back.
got a back area that is only for kindred. So
Yeah.
especially
That's
going in the
where
back
we
door,
go
you
then.
can probably avoid them.
So Jolene will go in first and be like, we just need one of the back rooms if possible for a coterie meeting.
Oh, of course, they're all currently available.
Okay. Do you happen to have any kind of heavy rope or chain that I might borrow as well?
Oh shit.
They look at you, then they see Blackjack walking in carrying this guy. Oh, we have some shackles.
That would be splendid if I could borrow those.
He
love
goes
that.
later. He comes back, and it's the old-fashioned, Let me. He directs you to a very specific meeting room.
Yeah.
He moves.
I love how
He moves the chair out of one corner, and there's actually like an iron ring in the, bolted down to the floor.
I love how it's like, what are you talking about? Blackjack just walks in, is like,
Oh.
one of those meetings.
Yeah.
She'll get like the key and everything and be like, put to the guy they have, like, look, I understand that you may have not had malicious intent, but hiding out in the back of someone's truck is a bit shady, so you understand our precautions as she, like, shackles him down and be like, we're just gonna hang out here a little while some of our friends finish up their evening business, and then we'll have a nice long talk.
He's just
Get
sitting there
comfortable.
He's sitting there shutting up and behave.
Right? And she'll just sit on a chair on the opposite wall, arms crossed, legs out, waiting.
All right, Alexander. You'd have gotten a series of messages. Blackjack and Jolene have a guest they want to meet somewhere about. A little bit later, they sent out that they were going to the bar on Walton's Mountain. That's on Elysium. Y'all have been there a couple times. Maeve is headed that way. Samuel is on his way to meet with Obla, so he's not going to make it. Would Alexander head that way when he gets these messages?
Yeah, he'd take the underwear as best he could to get there in secret.
Okay. They have a backdoor entrance, kind of like y'all have set up at the antique shop. So, when you get there, Maeve's already arrived. In this room, Blackjack and Jolene are there, and they have a man shackled to the floor. I mean, he's sitting in a chair, but the shackles are bolted to the floor. He's just in there being very quiet and well behaved.
I think for the future we just be a little more specific or less specific on commands.
It's the first time I've used this potion. I'm still a little bit surprised it worked.
I don't know. Just some constructive criticism. I don't want. It's not something I tell Samuel because he's pretty good about it. I'm just some constructive criticism as an outside observer.
And here I was starting to get word you two were having a rather interesting idea.
An invisible man
shit.
coming out of the back of your truck.
That's the second time someone has almost gotten decked from my goddamn invisibility. God.
We'll just sit here. Samuel should be done with his meeting soon enough. We'll just wait for him. He's a lot better at interrogating people. I mean, unless we're gonna beat the shit out of this guy, and then Maeve, Blackjack have at it.
I mean,
Not
if he
not
ain't
about the
talking
people,
because
yeah.
of words you said, then there's no point in beating him.
We'll just wait for Samuel to get here. His meeting shouldn't be that long, and he got the text, so...
Alright, so we'll cut to Samuel. Which is, changing scenes. Samuel arrives, he walks into the building. You know where Obla's office is.
Yeah.
Because part of her cover is that she teaches night classes here.
Mm-hmm.
She has you scheduled as an appointment, so you've arrived, between classes or whatever.
On the door.
Come in.
Open it.
She's grading papers, doing something, whatever kind of busy work professors have.
Obla?
Ah, Samuel, it's good to see you. Come on in.
Nope. Close the door. It's good to see you as well, though.
She immediately shuts the, flips closed whatever she was working on and sits at the side.
I've been getting some interesting texts from the rest of my friends on the way here.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
She looks a little puzzled.
They were ambushed.
Oh, they all right?
As far as I know.
Was it another individual throwing fire?
I don't believe so. I don't have any of the specifics, just that they suddenly had a surprise guest. That, at least to my mind, leads a little bit more towards obfuscation, but...
That still fits. I'm sorry. The rumor mill says that the individual was throwing fire, that it was green.
Yes.
Now I know some Tremere. It's not a common ability, but I know some Tremere, and truthfully, I believe some of my clan as well, have developed an ability that allows us to use fire. It's not a ritual I know, or my father for that matter. But there's some telltale signs to that. Your friend that was attacked, exactly how did she describe the ability being used?
A green fireball that was conjured into his hand and hurled.
So his hands weren't staying on fire, or it was just one and done.
Was it? My brain just blanking.
Yes, pretty much. I mean, he just kind of he reared back, it popped up, he threw it, and then that was kind of it.
From the description I got, granted it wasn't a state of panic, but it was a one and done kind of a thing.
And remember, the few of my clan that can do it, it involves using a piece of coal or a burned piece of wood, something combustible like that, that you hold in your hand. And there's during the length that the ritual lasts, there's usually some sort of flaming effect that kind of some obvious tell that that's what's going on.
Yes.
It's Samuel's sister. Oh, really? Tell me more.
Yeah.
You don't say.
Yeah. Him sitting here going, I know how to do this.
And, she's explaining it like she's sure you've probably heard the basics of the ritual, but but unless you've specifically mentioned to her that you were delving into this, yes, she doesn't have a clue.
Yeah.
That's not the only way a kindred can use fire, though. There is another bloodline. Many in the Camarilla seem to assume that if they ever existed, that they're dead now. My clan has never accepted that school of thought. You mentioned the man that ambushed your friends tonight using obfuscation. Granted, that's a common enough ability.
It's my belief anyway. I have no...
But it is something that this bloodline also excels at. Tell me, Samuel, have you ever heard of the Bali?
Have I heard of the Bali?
Samuel would have heard of the Bali. More than likely, your teachers and tutors would have scoffed at the idea of them actually existing and simply referred to them as boogeymen. They are something that both the Assamites and the Salubri would often talk about, which is another reason why the Tremere tended to scoff at it. The official Tremere line was always that it was an excuse those two clans used for the whatever they did, whatever the Tremere were saying they had done.
Well, I know the official stance of the Tremere clan on them, and I know that the Assamites and the Salubri talked about them often.
Yes, our clans have worked together back in the very old times, well before my time. the Assamites and the Salubri had joined together on many occasions to take down the Wali. To be fair, many other clans would join together. There were entire wars against the Wali back in the truly ancient days. Shortly after, during and after the fall of the second city.
Right. Do any of your histories from your clan have any account of them going around and abducting kindred?
I would have to do the research. It wouldn't surprise me if that cropped up. There was never a atrocity that they were. There was never an atrocity. There was never a place where they would draw a line that they wouldn't cross. Atrocities are almost their art form.
Right. Because it seems to be a steadily building rash of that as of late.
You're talking about the thin blood disappearances.
Yes.
I have heard rumors about that. I don't specifically know why the Bali, if that's who is doing it, would be interested in the thin bloods. But they have their own form of blood sorcery, their own rituals. They're what's the word? Diabolists?
Diabolist? No. Yes.
Not diablery like feeding on another vampire.
Yeah.
The other word that comes from the same root word. They traffic with demons.
Ah, I see. Well, if the one that my friends have captured is one of the Bali, Tell me, Abla, how good are you at interrogations?
I've had some practice.
Well, an olive branch from a Tremere to one of the Banu Hakim. Would you like to accompany me to see this theory of yours?
Where do you have your guest at?
He is currently at the Walton Mount Elysium. They apparently... Well, knowing Blackjack, he's probably chained to the floor.
And then finds out Jolene did that.
And
I'm just picturing Samuel walking in, and Jolene is pounding on the guy, and Blackjack holding her back.
and honestly, knowing Blackjack, he's also probably sitting on him too, but...
That's probably more accurate.
I would love to accompany you. Let me just put a few things away. She very quickly, shuffles things into drawers, locks her drawers. Locks the office behind her. As she's walking out, you see another female professor. Coming down the hallway. Make some comment to her. Oh, you leaving a little early tonight. And you see her kind of give you the up and down. And then smile really big at Abla, who's kind of like, yeah, I've, got an appointment. I've got to meet. And when her colleague asks, she introduces you. Oh yeah, this is Dr. Samuel. Don't tell me.
Sam. Can you do it? Can you do it?
Caldwell. I was thinking like Caldwell.
You were very close.
Yes. but it didn't sound right. Oh well. But
Pleasure.
oh, she's like, oh, do you have your own practice? Basically, you get stuck making small talk with her coworker for a few minutes.
Yeah, it's like he'll say, I do have, as Abla said, we do have a prior engagement. However, in spirit of the question, I do work as night shift emergency response doctor and surgeon.
Oh, at one of the hospitals. Okay.
Yes.
I imagine that's very hectic work.
It certainly can be, but there's something very satisfying about it.
She's like, oh, you're probably there's excitement, and you're, very obviously helping people, giving very immediate help to them. I could see it being a satisfying work.
Of course. If you will excuse us, ma'am.
Oh, of course. Sorry to keep you.
Have a good night.
You as well, Doctor. As y'all are walking, Obla can glance over her shoulder. Yeah, I'm going to hear about this.
I do apologize.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Would you like a ride?
Are you? Think of where she would stay. Would she? She's like, no, that's all right. I have my own car. I'll just follow you, and then
Of
when
course.
we leave the mountain, I can simply go home.
Very well. And he'll lead her there.
Did you come in your car or on your bike?
He came. What would he have come in? I'm thinking about it. He was meeting Abla, so it wasn't like I'm Biker Man outfit.
But it wouldn't have been the full caped, I'm going to Elysium.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
It would have been
No.
car prop.
No, yeah, he was in his car.
Somewhere in the back of Samuel's mind, though, he really wants to use the bike sometime in the caped outfit.
Maybe.
So anyway, she follows you to Walton Mountains. You
Yep.
arrive sometime during all this before he gets there. Your compulsion has clearly worn off, and the guy starts struggling in the chains. They are extremely heavy. It's a much heavier links than you would use than the police would use on a person.
Oh, hey, are you all ready to talk now?
I know you don't have to listen to me anymore, but I would highly suggest you don't do anything stupid here, because they haven't gotten to punch anyone in a while.
That's very reductive.
I would
Accurate.
probably punch you too, but
Accurate, but reductive. That being said, she's absolutely right in this case. Now, what are you doing back there
But
in my car, in my truck that I've had since the goddamn 70s and kept it up without nary a dent or scratch or anything on my truck? And now
That's
I
a
gotta
lie.
change the windshield. And now I gotta change the windshield.
well, not the windshield, it's the back window.
The back window.
But not a scratch, dude. That's a farm truck. The bed of that truck ain't
Right.
nothing but scratches.
Look,
Well, scratches and Jolene's spilled laundry at this point.
yes.
laundry's everywhere.
He strains. At one point when you lean over to try to talk to him, he lunges forward with clawed fingers.
Okay.
As he was straining, he
That's
was growing out his claws.
Is it like stopping at a point, or is he trying to come at me?
He's trying to come at you, but the chains are stopping you from
Gotcha.
really getting anywhere.
Julian's gonna keep the other compel
Yo.
potion she has, just in case. Yeah.
When you tell him to start talking, he does. He starts talking. It's mostly 4-letter words and things about your mother, unflattering things about your mother.
You wouldn't know her. She was born way before your time.
You can't really know how old this guy is.
I mean, mine was horrible, so most of yours are probably correct. So.
He's not screaming at the top of his lungs. He's a little loud.
Did they put us in a certain room once they saw Blackjack toting him in, right?
And when you asked for shackles, so you're pretty sure this room is relatively soundproofed.
I'm gonna let you continue to do this because I would probably do the same thing in your position. However, I will say, if you don't give us what we want in I don't know, the next, I say 5 minutes of this, I will knock you on your ass.
Just let's give it a minute. She'll text Samuel again, like, "You're on your way, right?"
Yes.
Good to know. The party's getting a little restless.
Is it about that time we pull up?
You probably get that text. Well, you're probably about halfway there.
Yeah.
Because it's a decent little trick, but anyway.
Yeah.
But you and Abla do pull up. You have no trouble getting there. The police don't spot you texting while you drive. Very irresponsible.
Yeah.
Why'd
Don't
you
text
get
and drive.
I was texting.
Clearly, you need a humanity check. A stain for texting while you
It's
drive.
a stain. Well, not for him.
Yes,
He's got
humanity, he doesn't
sticks.
care.
He's fine.
He
Fair enough.
goes past the trucks. He's just built laundry, just tarp. Keeps moving.
Why is there
Tarp
women's
back?
underwear in the back of his truck? And bloody flannel, huh?
Yeah, he'll walk in with Abla.
Do you go in the front door or the back?
He'll be back.
Okay. Somebody steps up to meet you. Ah, doctor. I believe the rest
Yeah.
of your coterie is already here.
Would you mind showing me what room you've sent them to?
Oh, certainly. He also greets Abla, but he by Miss Zakaria? I believe that's how you pronounce it.
As I'm sitting here realizing Word turned off and I didn't realize it.
Is
Am I rolling it?
Is anything on your computer working right today?
It worked fine this morning. I let it do a reboot after I installed the new graphics driver and went to work. Then I came home and it's just like it's like that gif of the dude walking in with the pizzas and everything's on fire. That's basically what happened.
Somebody had posted a game-related one of those just today.
Zakara. Yeah, that's her name.
But
I mean, it's working fine now that I hard rebooted everything. But weird stuff.
but anyway,
They walk into the room and Blackjack's like 5, 4, 3.
Golden.
Oh, look, there's Samuel.
He sort of walks in. I knew you were going to do that.
Do what?
Shut it down.
Oh, that was me.
That was her.
Good job.
That's
And then instead of just walking on his own, he will just open the door, step back, and just like he's gesturing somebody else in, because he is.
and y'all all see Abla walk in. She greets you. Hello.
Howdy.
She doesn't greet you all by name. I mean, she probably knows your names. I think the rest of you she only really met in passing.
Yeah.
But after just a brief greeting, she looks at your captive with a almost laser-like focus. Has he told you anything so far?
Mostly stuff about our mother's sleeping habits.
Yeah. Not very talkative otherwise.
If he's what I think he is, yes, he's foul. It only makes sense that his language would be as well.
Well, which is why I invited you here, just in case.
Let's see. So who wants to take the initiative on questioning this fine young fellow?
I tied him up in a nice little bow and brought him here. Now that wiser minds than mine pick his.
I unless anybody else wants to, I suppose I'll try again.
I'll say Samuel, he'll walk over outside of. He basically, intellect, he sees how long the chain is, make sure he's outside of reach. Just crouch down, eye level with the guy. So I hear you've been causing problems.
He stops swearing for a moment.
He's been swearing this whole time.
Pretty steady. I was just hitching a ride.
Well, hitching a ride usually requires consent of the driver. From what I hear, you decided to hop
Not
in.
consent.
Blackjack?
Sorry.
From what I hear, you decided to hop into the bed of the truck on your own.
How was I supposed to know it was a kindred truck?
Well, then perhaps next time you should have done a little bit better recon. So would you mind telling me why?
Well, one hitches a ride to get somewhere when they don't want to walk but don't own a car.
Yes, of course. One also usually hitches a ride when they're trying to avoid detection.
Well, I've just gotten in town. I haven't quite gotten around to contacting the Seneschal yet. Wasn't sure where the Elysiums were.
Congratulations,
Really?
you're in one.
Yes, congratulations, you are in one.
Oh, well, good then. I can set up an appointment with one of these Seneschal's flunkies. Whatever they're called.
Really? You, of all people, should know what they are called.
I'm kind of new to all this.
Who is your sire?
Joe?
Oh? And did this Joe leave before he taught you what was expected of you? Are they that incompetent in their jobs as your sire, that they would leave their child out in the cold?
Yeah, it's just kind of how our folks do it.
Really? So you were left practically anarch, weren't you?
Well, that's a political leaning if I understand it correctly.
And then here you are sowing chaos, not knowing.
I hitched a ride.
Hmm.
And then this guy, he points over at Blackjack, basically trying to violate the Masquerade in the middle of the street.
I'm holding it up to my truck. It's not violating the Masquerade.
And here's the thing. You're the one that breached it.
I just climbed into the back of the truck to get across town.
Yes, and you were the one that many a mortal probably saw just appearing out of nowhere in the bed of a truck.
I think that still falls on your friend.
No, I think that falls more on you for not having the foresight to think that through.
Yeah, we'll have to agree to disagree.
Yes. I suppose we will. Which leads me to my next point. Why were you hitching a ride and he'll use dominate. Since he's kept him calm enough to maintain eye contact through this conversation. Which is what he was after.
Alright, so I assume you're using... Is it still compel?
It'll be compel, yeah.
Alright, so he still has to roll his...
He does.
What was it? His intelligence and his resolve. Versus the, I'm sure you know what to roll.
Ooh. I'm going to willpower reroll that. Now it's 3 successes.
Yeah.
My dice don't like me today.
His dice are not real fond of him. He can't seem to get more than 1 or 2 successes on any given roll.
Yeah, well...
Sucks to be that guy.
Yeah,
I willpowered to get 3, so...
You beat me. Alright, so what exactly was your question?
To tell him why he was hitching a ride. Or tell him why he hopped into the back of Blackjack's truck.
I saw the redhead get out of the truck. Jolene is redheaded, right? I remember that.
Yeah.
Correctly. Okay.
Oh.
I saw the redhead get out of the truck.
Why were you following her?
We want to find out where she's layering.
For what purpose?
To see if she's shacking up with other Thin Bloods.
So you're after the Thin Bloods, then? Why?
The Master wants them.
Samuel does that in character, cracks his knuckles. Really? And who is the Master?
Master Molech.
Spell that last name?
Molech.
Okay, see. The way I heard it, phonetically, I was about to go mole-lick.
You.
Lek.
Okay, that's how I was about to start spelling it.
Delicious.
MOLECH.
So the Master...
Samuel recognizes the name.
Okay.
I mean, not like who specifically this guy is, but but it's a like a Palestinian deity in the let's see, where was he? Palestine. I'm blanking on the word. It's more than just Palestine. It's some of the rest of the Middle East way back when.
Babylonian?
That kind of era. It's a deity name.
Mesopotamian?
That's probably more what I was going for.
Diaphonetic vocalization in the Second Temple period of a theonym based on the root milk. There are a number of Canaanite gods with the names based on this root, which became summarily associated with Moloch. Okay.
Wikipedia, go.
Basically,
yeah. Definitely strikes you as an assumed name, but
right.
That or somebody had some parents with some sick sense of humor.
Yeah. He just blinks, raises his brows like, oh, well, either an assumed name or someone that decided, or someone whose parents decided to name them after ancient pagan gods. Interesting.
Abla speaks up. Yeah, a lot of the masters are not very original with their names.
I gathered.
I was half expecting it to be Baal, but that's another popular one with him.
I was honestly expecting that myself. Final question from me. What is your name?
Ned.
Minion of Master Mullock.
I suppose it's too late to ask him his clan.
Oh, we know that already.
Ned Ashton. He'd have given you Ash.
Ashlanders.
If I had thought about it ahead of time, maybe.
Well,
I'd have changed his whole personality, though.
Well, Ned Flanders Ashton.
Everyone like, wait, Sam watches.
He sighs like somebody that's heard this joke before. I have to wonder, is Samuel the sort that would really keep up with The Simpsons?
No. But he's probably heard Jolene talking about it at some point.
That's true. Working at the hospital, you work around a lot of people, so...
Probably seen a couple episodes
Yeah.
through osmosis.
Yeah.
If
probably
nothing
on
but patient
TV.
rooms and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Well then, Ned Ashton. The next thing I want you to do is very simple. You don't have to worry too much about it. See this fine lady right here. And he'll gesture to Abla. I want you to answer truthfully and without any attempt to hide anything to every question she now asks you. Am I understood?
Let's see, would this require a separate role? Yeah, we'll just go with it. Yeah, I understand.
He'll smile and he'll stand up, look over to Abla and say, he's all yours.
She steps forward. Are
And
you Bali?
step back.
Anyway, she asks him, are you Bali? And he says, not yet.
I'm not quite sure what a ballot is, but
I'll explain it later.
She doesn't look surprised by the answer. Just, what is your purpose in Huntsville? And he tells her to follow my master's orders and satisfy him so that he will let me into the clan. She kind of rolls her eyes. What is your clan's purpose? What is your bloodline's purpose in Huntsville? To rouse a beast, we have heard, sleeps under the city. She asks him, what do you need with the Thin Bloods? The Master needs their blood, their connection to the end times. Are the Thin Bloods still alive? Some of them. She asks where they're being kept. He says he doesn't know. He just knows where he drops them off. Let's see. Should have had a list of questions. Do any of y'all have any questions you might suggest to her?
drop off point might be nice.
She asks. He gives the address. It is out of the city.
Do
How
you
many
know the
cent-
beast that is under the city?
From what he's heard the master say, they're not entirely certain. It's rumor and, you know, some scraps or fragments of something he found somewhere. He's convinced enough that it was worth coming to investigate, though. But he does not, Ned does not know any of the details.
I had a question and then it went zoop.
Jolene's gonna ask if he has how many people were taken from the Huntsville area, or the names of them.
He does not know any of them's names. They're just,
Refuse.
sacrificial cattle to be used when needed.
Yep.
Describe them.
Oh. He describes the couple that he's seen. He hasn't been involved in snatching all of them.
Any that from that description that Jolene would recognize?
I don't have the list.
The two that she knows the name of are Anne Block and I believe it was Diane Green. I think that was all of them. Let me just double check. So I think there was another one.
There was one up earlier, but I can't remember.
The one earlier was Anne, and then there was one, I think, just before the time skip.
Okay. But you get the description of the two that he's seen. One of them was a woman. Doesn't sound familiar to you. One of them was a man. After the botched attempt... let's see. Abla asks how he knew to find you at Target. He says he had been told to stake out the target and keep an eye out for... let's see, for you, for the doctor, for the hick.
But they recognized it was the doctor, though. Because he was on his bike in his biker ensemble when he intervened. With helmet on when he intervened with that.
Yes, but one of them did get away.
Two of them got away.
Yeah, two of them did get away.
No, but the one that you got
Oh yeah, the guy
got
that
away.
True. Yeah.
And
yeah,
you would have had to
that's
take the
That's
helmet
not
off
him.
talking to the cops and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if
he
they have any
probably
kind of
heard
contacts
you.
in the city,
I
which they
forgot
may or may
about
not,
that,
you also you filled out police reports and all that kind of jazz too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that.
But
I remember the question.
But basically, this is the center of the domain. He was
Yeah.
put here.
ask the question before you forget it.
If he could find the, his main target was to find the redhead, track her back to where she's staying to see if any of the other thin bloods, because they know a lot of the thin bloods are concentrating here in this domain.
Yeah.
What about the... What was it? Is it related to... Don't stop that. Is there a relation to snatching thin bloods and snatching people and just like using dominate on them and dropping them off?
No, why would we do that? Oh, yeah. No, there's not really a relationship there.
What do you do with those people?
We were searching in a neighborhood for a thin blood, and we grabbed somebody. It was so late, and we were a little suspicious. But when we grabbed him, he turned out just to be a kind. We had all fed that evening, so no reason to add an extra disappearance.
Fair enough. Shit. One more.
An extra disappearance?
Well, we were already taking a thin blood, so those are already disappearances.
Of course.
What's the name? What is the proper name of the Brat Pack?
The Valley Cove Coterie, I believe. Yes, Valley Cove Coterie.
The Valley Cove Coterie, yeah.
Are you in league with the Valley Cove Coterie?
No.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
Now, who are my masters in league with?
Fair enough.
How many of you are there in this area?
We are Legion. 6.
What does your master
What are
look
their
like?
names?
He gives you their name. It's not important right now. Remind me before next session. I'll actually fill out
No, you're good.
6 names.
Because she'll give those names probably because she's imagining they're going to be contacting
Is
somebody.
Is it 6 others or 6 in total?
6 in total.
Okay.
What does your master look like?
A little under 6 foot tall. Likes wearing robes.
Long hair, short hair, shaved.
Balding. Keeps it cut short. It's bald at the top. Got a big bald spot at the top. Like one of those old monks or friars or whatever.
While this is happening, Samuel's going to take a step back, pull out his phone, and he'll send a text to Luke, the Bruja deputy that owes him a favor. And he'll say, I might be calling in that favor you owe me here shortly.
You get you get the raised eyebrow emoji.
She's gonna ask color of skin, color of hair,
pretty
the whole
pale.
9 yards.
Pretty pale. Hair is brown with a fair amount of gray. Let's see, what's another distinguishing feature? He's someone whose nose has clearly been broken and not set right.
Those crooked those bastards. It's always them. They're as crooked as their noses.
Well, if you're a vampire and your nose is crooked, if your nose was crooked before you got turned into a vampire, you could probably wake up every night, crack it back in spot, and then heal it. But then when you slept and got up the next day, it's going to be again.
Yeah.
Because you default back.
Mm-hmm.
Should we be contacting someone higher up than ourselves to secure this fine, upstanding gentleman before I stake him in the front parking lot?
Abla puts her hand on your shoulder. No. The back alleyway. We don't want to violate the Masquerade.
No, of course. It's much better. I'll call some friends over to watch, too.
Let's see. Can anybody else think of any other questions? I'm trying to think of what else Abla would ask.
Yeah. Let's say once people are done, Samuel will ask Abla's well, what is your recommendation? Leaving him out for the sun or contacting the Primogen Council?
A few years ago, once I was finished questioning him, I'd simply killed him. Staking him out for the sun is nice and dramatic, and he deserves that, but it also gives him a chance to escape sometimes. Given our that everyone here is a member of the Camarilla, we need to follow.
Of course.
Follow the laws.
So
Hand
he
him over to
will.
the sheriffs.
He will send a text to Luke. Yes, I am calling in your favor. I need you, the sheriff, and any of and potentially Travis to come to the Walton Mount Elysium into the back door or not Elysium, to come to Walton Mountain Bar
Well, that
And,
is the bar is the Walton Mountain.
yeah, yeah, but
Wouldn't
he's
say
not.
that.
He's not saying
Oh,
Elysian.
right,
Texas.
gotcha.
to come to Walton Mountain, and I'll have someone meet you.
Calling my favor to do my job? Okay.
Well, that's the thing. The information he gives, like, this doesn't sound like this should really be a huge favor. I mean, maybe getting the sheriff and stuff to come. But he's like, I'll be there as soon as I can.
No, he's calling in the. Why he's calling in the favor is he's making sure Luke says, "I need." He's making sure to say to Luke, "I need you to do this now."
Yes.
Drop everything else.
And, basically letting you summon the sheriff. Okay, that's
Up there.
yeah. I mean, if it proves to be nothing, then Luke's not water.
Yeah.
But you are not.
But-
This isn't Blackjack calling him for something like this, where
Yeah.
who knows what it's actually about.
Hey.
He's in the cows.
And this is also very clearly after interrogation, not nothing.
Oh yeah. You're not worried about that.
Yeah.
Let's see. I can't think of anything else Abla would add. I mean, there's probably minor questions, but she asked if they have any safe house in the city. They
That's
do.
true.
You get an address. It's just a vacant house. That they checked out and just somewhere they can duck if they're stuck in the city after sunrise. The one that
Do you
escaped
have a-
from the hospital, that's where he ducked out for a day, before he could get back in touch with his people and back out of town.
Okay.
Do you have a way to contact them?
First come down for a cell phone.
That's true.
He doesn't have a cell phone. I mean, but yes, he's got a phone number that he can call. Basically, somebody in his group has got a burner phone.
Hmm.
That they can call, for pickup or to let them know that, hey, we got a delivery.
Mm-hmm.
All right, before we move on to the sheriff arriving, does anybody else have
Yeah.
anything they want to ask? Or have Abla ask?
I think I asked everything Blackjack wants to ask.
Same with Maeve.
Yeah,
So-
Samuel doesn't really have anything else. He's coordinating folks. He's actually going to go out and meet them.
Jolene will ask, do you know where any of the Thin Blood safe houses are?
Let's see. He rattles off a couple of addresses.
She's writing those down.
Nothing that's in your domain.
She's still writing them down.
Oh yeah. In fact, you can't be sure until you double check. You think one of them is the address that somebody went missing at.
She'll double check her.
So
have-
saying safe house, maybe it
double
was
check.
just their haven, but
Yeah. She'll make a copy of it. Look at Alexander, could you check these out for me? I'm gonna pass them on. Make sure no one goes near there or is near there right now.
Are you want Alexander to check them out on computer or like, go check them out?
No, like on computer. She
Okay.
knows.
He'll happily take the addresses. Be like, yes, I'll look into it now.
Thank you. And she's gonna step out back and make a phone call to Eddie to have him either come here or meet her somewhere once they're done with all this.
Okay. He can tell from the sound of your voice when you answer the phone. When he answers the phone, oh, what's wrong?
Nothing that should be spoken about in any other way other than face to face. I
Understood.
can either come to you or we're up at the Walton's Mountain Bar.
Okay, I can head up that way. I'm up in the north part of town, so it may be 20 minutes or so.
Bring me my box from the fridge, my leftovers. I'm a little hungry.
Sure, I can swing by the house and grab that. Absolutely.
Thank you much.
But that'll put it more like 30-35 minutes for me to get there. But
Waiting here with bells on.
All right. Well, I'll see you shortly then. He hangs up.
Does the current Elysium have any computer systems to work off of?
They got Wi-Fi.
On your phone like this.
But is that something you want to be? Well, that's you can just check addresses on Wi-Fi. That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's all I'm doing is just checking where they are. Yeah,
And considering what a tech guy Alexander is, I imagine he'd have an actual tablet.
Google
I mean,
Maps.
he'd have something like that.
Little laptop.
It's on a VPN already.
Yeah.
Not
Just
sponsored.
Yeah. Just imagining Alexander's like, all right, Alex, what you got? He's turned around. He's got like an entire ARM computer happening, a la Yu-Gi-Oh style. Just
Yes.
like, what?
Power glove.
Yes.
Yeah. Alexander, what you got there? Nothing. Why is it transforming? Don't worry about it. Railgun.
It turns into Mega Man.
Oh, Jesus.
But a quick check on
Yeah,
the
but-
computer. Let's see. Y'all have been keeping an eye out on the thin blood thing for a while, so
Especially on any inside their domain.
yeah. So yeah, a quick check, and you're pretty sure both of those addresses are where thin bloods have already disappeared.
Okay.
It's maybe you keep those addresses on your tablet, under some innocuous name, so if somebody got your tablet, they wouldn't make heads or tails out of anything. But
He'd encrypt what the addresses were for, and he'd file Jolene. Unfortunately, from what I can tell, these are confirmed addresses of where thin bloods have gone missing.
All right. At least it's not where someone's hiding right now. Thank you.
Of course.
so anyway, Samuel, you're out back, and while you're waiting out there, Jolene comes out. You hear her call Eddie. And then she goes back in. Let's see. Within 30 minutes or so, before Eddie gets there, certainly, the a car pulls up to the back. You see, crap, I blanked on your buddy's name. Just out all of
Luke.
Luke. I was thinking Lance. I knew that wasn't right. Luke climbs out of the driver's seat. The sheriff gets out of the driver's passenger side. And Travis gets out of, the front passengers. Clearly, the scourge called shotgun.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, thank you for coming so quickly. We have a bit of a major problem.
Sheriff nods. Doctor? Luke made it sound like it was rather important, but he seemed to be a little scarce on details.
Well, with a combination of my coterie's ingenuity and a combined interrogation effort between myself and Miss Abla Zakara, we have detained and questioned a Bali.
Luke goes very still and gets a look on his face like, oh, I'm screwed. The sheriff kind of looks at you. Doctor, you're usually a very reasonable sort, but the Bali are a myth. Clearly, if you've caught somebody, we'll step in and see what's to it. And then he stops talking as Travis just suddenly starts marching past you. Where is it?
Come with me, sir. And he'll march right next to Travis. I
The
imagine
sheriff's
this-
probably not real happy about following behind the two of you, but
I can imagine that, like, he's like partially shutting up because the Scourge is immediately like, he's in murder mode.
as you basically grab the door for the Scourge, out of the corner eye, you see the sheriff and Luke kind of give each other a look.
Oh, no, it's Dazka. Wait, no.
The sheriff seems to be taking it a little more serious now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, the Scourge is a Ravnos, and they're known to be a little odd, but
Not say that as they're walking. He's like, Sheriff, believe them to be a myth too until tonight. But he'll lead them to the room, and as he opens his door, like, by the way, Travis, you'll be happy to know that your favorite Thin Blood was the one that chained him up for you.
kinky.
Not my scene, but seemed the most reasonable thing to do.
But he will, just for men where it's coterie, obla, and chained Bali. He'll pull out the notepad he was taking all his notes on. It's like, this is everything that I managed to get out of him with domination.
The sheriff takes that and starts looking at it. Travis is just walking up looking at the guy. Grabs him by the hand, looking at the claws. He hasn't thrown any fire or done anything.
Well, not yet, but how did you catch him, Blackjack, Jolene?
I got really upset and hit the brakes.
Did you hit him with your truck?
In a
No.
sense.
He was in the back, and I guess Blackjack figured something was off with the truck.
I just know when the weight that distribution is off.
He slammed into the back of the windshield, or like the back window, popped in. Blackjack got out, held him up against the truck. I helped subdue him.
Good job.
She's
So-
very pointedly not saying anything about thin blood alchemy right now.
I imagine so. So, probably some form of obfuscation, at least.
Yeah, absolute obfuscation.
Obla nods her head. It's one of the disciplines the clan excels at, or blood.
He did the claw thing too, so I'm assuming a little bit of protein, perhaps.
Obla nods. Most likely, he's a gangrel currently. The Bali accept outsiders, and through some sort of blood sorcery, they can take members of other clans and make them their own. I don't know the particulars of it. I can't even tell you for 100% that it's actually true. But it's what
Well,
some of our intel has told us.
He certainly believes it's true enough.
Is he actually wearing like the black on black?
Well, he's wearing jeans and a black hoodie.
Okay, so it's not like the people we ran into last time who were like straight up
Yeah,
in black
basically,
on black.
or half a dozen of anybody you'd see in a store
Sure.
that looks about his age this time of year.
Just reminds me of the group of people that was catching that one fella last time.
Yeah, he could easily have been one of those. And in fact, in the questioning, the way he talked sounds like he was probably one of the ones in the van.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, Travis is sitting there kind of poking at him. I've never actually seen a Bali up close. Had my hopes up, but it's just some gangrel wannabe.
You mentioned it being a Bali to be. Oh, something like that.
That he's not yet a member of the Bali clan.
That's it.
Sheriff sitting there. Well, that matches up with what Miss Obla just said.
Said that there's 6 agents, including himself, operating around my domain, or our domain. I'm not happy about this.
Sheriff's like, did he say anything about if they're staying in the city? Well, he's looking at your notes. He's kind of asking this out loud, but he's looking at your notes.
Yeah. They're staying outside the city, though there is apparently a safe house that they've used in case any of them are caught within the city during the day.
I'll have one of my Nosferatu deputies stake that place out. Maybe have a ghoul keep an eye on it during the day. That the address they're taking, the address they're using for their base, though, that's a good ways off.
Which direction?
Does it line up with the way that the Brat Pack have been leaving?
That's what I was about to ask. Like, is it in the same direction, like south of the city?
No. It's not south. It's north, like you were going to Chattanooga. It's not.
Okay.
It's not that far.
Just in that direction.
Yeah, it's up around. I'm trying to remember if Pittsburgh is in Tennessee or Alabama.
It's Tennessee, I believe.
That's right. Hollywood is in Alabama, but Pittsburgh is in Tennessee. It's up in that general kind of area, kind of around some small towns, but not really anywhere big. Whether it's actually in the country or, it's in the city limits of one of those, but we'll say Hollywood, Alabama. But that's not much. It's not really a city. It's more of a small town. So, not somewhere you're familiar enough to know exactly what the layout would be there.
Yeah.
I mean, Google Maps will get you there. But it's outside of. There's really no kindred presence in that general area. But it's not wild enough to have to worry about lupines too much.
You're going to get us out of this city one way or another, aren't you?
You can leave it to the sheriff. You can go to Hollywood. You can go to Decatur. You can go down to Valamusa Springs.
Hollywood in Alabama, what?
Yeah, to Pittsburgh, Tennessee. And they're like, one after the other.
It pretty much goes from one city to the next across the border.
Yeah, pretty much. Pittsburgh's a little bigger, I think.
Yeah.
Bought the Texan.
Yeah.
I really don't know if driving through them getting to Chattanooga.
Main reason why I used what I did to call you all here is this, from everything he said, there's a much wider conspiracy that could engulf this city in the long run if left unchecked.
So when he says they want to summon or wake up some beast under the city, are we taking them literally? This is the sheriff talking. Are we taking them literally on that, or is this just crazy cult talk? I mean, he seems to be a flunky, so.
From the Oblo would be a better judge to answer that from my own knowledge. They do dabble with demons.
Oblo nods her head. It could be literal. There could literally be something imprisoned or asleep or slumbering. Something demonic or some other sort of spirit. Or even just an old kindred.
Question, as the guy who, probably the youngest among the full of you.
Abba looks a little annoyed
Would-
at the interruption, but okay.
Good. Would that have explained lupine attacks?
They have been digging into the city pretty hard to look for something.
Only in the north so far, but that's just the direction they come from.
There was that one that we fought that drove deep into the northern section of the city.
It's possible, Abla goes, the lupines will fight powerful spirits sometimes. Things that twist nature, they certainly have no use, any more use for the demonic than any of the rest of us. But we simply don't have enough knowledge to, or enough information to be able to say for certain. It's not a bad thought, though, Blackjack.
I apologize. Didn't mean to interrupt. Something that just came to mind, but I just remember punching the lupine.
She's like, no, that was actually a good suggestion, something to keep in mind. I mean, granted, simply a large population of kindred is enough to attract their attention sometimes. But it is something to keep in mind. But as I was saying, it could be. She looks at the sheriff. It could be literal, or their ritual, or whatever ritual they want to do. They want to use the Thin Bloods for. Could be something completely different, and he's just telling the low-ranking members a story. The Bali are liars at heart. Even worse than the Rab. I mean, others. Travis looks at us like, the sheriff tells Luke, go out to the car, get the, he rattles off some kind of restraints. Oh, wait, what am I saying? Y'all are vampires. He makes a gesture and Luke pulls out a wooden stake and walks up there.
Jolene may be giving a bit of a grin and a nod at that.
That moment where the sheriff realizes he just did something a Thin Blood approved of.
Fucking with our people, man.
So it seems that once again, you and yours are of a danger to the city. Not intentional.
Did my audio just freak out, or did I just miss that entire
little bit,
last
yes.
sentence?
He started talking and then it just went.
The sheriff looks
So
at
once you gain your
Jolene.
coterie,
The sheriff looks at Jolene. Well, once again, it seems that you and yours are becoming a danger to the city. Not intentionally, I understand.
It's not like we're going out looking to be captured.
They were planning to use you as a stalking horse to find the rest of them. Well, congratulations. Apparently, even the Bali know of you as the Queen of the Thin Bloods.
I ain't no one's queen.
The sheriff seems to enjoy your reaction to that a little bit. But anyway, him and Luke, Luke stakes the guy. They undo the shackles. The sheriff hits a little buzzer by the door that has, somebody from the bar comes in. Yes, sir. We need a body bag. Oh, right away, sir.
The younger folks are like, what? Samuel just sitting there just nodding. That's how this is gonna work. 'Cause as all that is happening, he'll go walk over by Luke, just pat him on the shoulder, and is like, "Thank you."
Happy to help, Doctor. I'll admit, when you first said it was a boogeyman, basically, I was a little concerned that you might have gotten me in some hot water, but apparently the world's a stranger place than I thought.
NOS mode activate. Sorry.
It looks like he has a cigarette in his mouth, just walking
Yes.
slowly towards us.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't have called you for no reason. The reason why I called in my mock is I needed you to drop what you were doing and get here as fast as possible.
Yeah. Before they leave, the sheriff stopped by. This was very good work, Doctor Miss Obla, and the rest of you. And he specifically does not look directly at Jolene.
Yep.
I will make everything we've discussed here tonight known to the prince. I will let him know. And this time he does look at Jolene. All the parts all of you played. And we'll see if we can get more information out of this fellow.
Me just realizing one question we should have asked.
What's that?
What do all the other agents look like?
I'm sure the prince will and his people will think of it.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll be very persuasive.
Yeah. I'm sure they will. I can only imagine this isn't going to end well, considering this is a gangrel.
So anyway, the sheriff steps to the back door, looks around, motions for Luke. He goes trotting out with the body bag. Does not actually look like your typical body bag.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a little disguised.
Yeah.
Does it look like a big trash bag? Like one of those big leaf ones?
A lot of laundry.
It looks more like a big gym bag almost. Kind of like you put laundry in. They kind of scrunch the guy up as much as they can when they put him in there.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look like, body length, but...
Right.
Just break bones.
Be fine.
Pull a Trevor from Castlevania. Casually
jeez.
just snap the leg backwards.
Oh.
But, so they trot out, they throw him in the trunk. Let's see. Travis kind of pulls Obla to the side and speaks quietly with her for a minute before they leave.
Now that everybody's gone except for the coterie, Samuel is just face of just very cold anger.
Well, Obla's still there.
Well,
no,
he said
if
that they-
I about to say if y'all are finishing up though, she would
Yeah.
say her goodbyes and head out if you wanted to specifically wait until you were just the coterie.
Yeah, he would take a moment to speak with Obla and thank her for coming and for her help.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Opposing the Bali is one of my clan's primary missions, I guess you could say. They represent everything. They represent the worst of everything we try to stand against.
Well,
Please keep me informed of anything else you find out, and I'll do likewise.
when the day comes that battle might be joined against them, consider this Tremere your ally in that fight.
I'm glad to hear that, Samuel. Thank you.
And I
All of us should put aside
Of
any
course.
previous conflicts or
Prejudices.
thank you. To unite against the Bali.
and he'll just hold up a hand as his fingers twitch a bit. He's not using Lure Flames. This is basically thematic flare a bit, considering his connection to that ritual now. As he holds up a hand, It's like, and when that day comes, as blue fire suddenly dances between his fingertips, they will burn.
Oh. That would be very useful. And then she goes, "You let me explain that whole ritual to you." Just walks
Well,
off.
I'll say, and before she was like, well, you know how much I enjoy listening to your explanations.
Eh. No, she says goodbye to the rest of you as well.
Then once all that's done, all the pleasantries are gone, just very cold Tremere mask. Well, seems like we need to prepare for war.
Hey, I get my wish.
That you do. Get to see this old soldier go to war again.
Elaine's just watching out for Eddie's car.
Oh, it's been sitting in the parking lot.
She walks over, opens up the passenger seat, just flops down in there.
That was the sheriff and the scourge, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I just kind of hung out here. And
I get that. And wasn't there laundry they were taking out from the back of the bar?
I assume not. I was relieved to see you step out of the out from the back.
Me too. So the Boogeyman exists.
Come again?
Folks have been taking thin bloods. He was one of them.
The boogeyman.
The Bali.
There's no comprehension in his face.
What I can get from Samuel and Miss Abla, they're basically worship demons or want to become a demon. I'm not entirely sure. Apparently they're really bad folks. And
So they're not just
taking-
bad vampires. They're like devil worshipping vampires.
Yeah, like
Oh,
bottom
goodness.
of the barrel. They're
Why are they picking on
Taking
us?
us
I mean, everybody does.
they
but-
want. They're taking us to fuel a sacrifice of some kind. Some of us are dead. Some of us are alive that they've taken.
Do we know
She
where
gives
they're
them
at?
She gives them the 2 addresses. These are the 2 addresses that guy had.
And he rattled off a couple names. Yeah, they're already missing.
Trying to.
Did he try to grab? Did this fella try to grab you tonight? Or
He was staking for me, so he was in the back of Blackjack's pickup truck. So I'm guessing probably. He was wanting to follow me back to wherever the Thin Bloods were. So I'm gonna not be going back to Casa del Thin Blood. I'd suggest everyone kind of keep an eyeball out. There's at least 6 of them in town.
yeah.
Well, 5 now, because I have a feeling he's going to go make friends with the prince and spend some time in a rather uncomfortable situation.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
If you get in a pinch, you can still
yeah,
still swing by. I mean, I understand why you think keeping a distance is probably good.
I mean, if it's nowhere else, I'll swing by, but if they're staking for me, I'm going to try and keep my distance. I don't want them following me back and wiping us out.
Yeah, I understand. Oh, I've got your leftovers in the back.
Thank you. Okay, I'll grab them when I get out. Tell folks, be careful. They're taking them somewhere north.
Do you know where?
Did he say like a town? Or are we
Hollywood,
just
Alabama.
guessing?
Somewhere around Hollywood, Alabama.
Somewhere around about Hollywood. Do we know anything from up that area?
Not somewhere I'm real familiar with. Name sounds kind of familiar.
Yeah, I mean, for obvious reasons, but I ain't never been there.
All right, I'll let everybody know. Devil worshipping vampires are after us. Great.
Boogeyman are real.
Yeah, if most of them are like me, they've never heard of these people. So
Well, yeah. I mean, I'll probably at least try and get to work a couple nights this week if folks have questions. You can swing them my way.
we'll
I'll
do.
try and help out.
There's
I'll
enough people
check
coming
in.
in and out of that restaurant that it won't
Yeah.
stand out or ID any of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for the heads up.
Yeah. Keep safe. I'll
You too.
check in every night so long as you do.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, we'll swap texts every sundown.
Yep. She'll kind of give him like a pat on the shoulder and grab her stuff out of the back and get out of the car.
At least I can tell everybody you're on the case, though. That'll make them feel better.
Don't go. Please. I had the freaking sheriff call me Queen of the Thin Bloods. I'm not. No. Don't pass that on, Eddie.
No, I won't.
Thank you.
Somebody more, somebody closer to the prince might hear something like that and use it as an excuse.
Mm-hmm. That's the last thing we need right now.
Mm-hmm. It is funny though.
Yeah, I'm sure it's hilarious. Fucker gets out of the car.
Once you shut the door, he drives off. I guess we'll wrap here. Little conversation with Eddie, a little declaration of war from Samuel.
Julian goes by the truck like, my fucking laundry!
My fucking
Spilled all
window.
over.
I got straw and shit in it now.
Maybe literally shit.
Probably.
Yeah, a small farm like yours, you're probably not hauling around that sort of stuff in your truck.
That's fair.
It probably just, you probably just get bags of fertilizer to use. Or what your cows produce, which is already right there.
No, there wouldn't be straw in there.
Yeah, you don't really do. Well,
Not like
It's
a lot of
winter.
it. That's true.
it's winter, you have cows.
That's true.
You only
Okay,
have a
fair
few
enough.
cows, so actually going and getting hay in your pickup would be reasonable.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Though you probably keep a lot stored in the barn, but
Mhm.
let's
They
not get
gotta
into
sleep
farming.
there. That's where they go to sleep.
Barns have lofts a lot of times where they keep hay, though. Anyway, let's not get off on farming. We're trying to wrap up. So anyway, that wraps us up for the evening. Tune in tomorrow. We should have a Monster of the Week game. Thursday should be Descended to Avernus.
Yes.
Because y'all skipped this past week, but should
We
be.
skipped last week, but we should be on
Alright.
track for... The rest of the show should be on track for this week.
And that wraps Dire Bear up for the week. This Sunday at 1 over on Twitch TV, the Nerd Eternal Network. I'll be running Icons, superhero RPG. Then back on Monday, Heath should be running The Escorts, which is kind of the flagship show, I guess.
More or less.
Well, it was kind of the first one that started up, so.
Mhm.
And the guy that owns everything, runs everything, does it. So
Right.
We'll
No,
count
no.
it as the
You're,
flagship.
you're wrong.
And then next Tuesday we'll be back with another episode of Valley by Night. I've been your storyteller for the evening, Jason. And with me has been Duba playing Alexander, Decca playing Blackjack, Sarah playing Jolene, Queen of the Thin Bloods, Rap playing Maeve, and Eric playing Samuel. And we will see you next week.
Bye.